This how-to video shows you an easy way to tile a large wall mural image using Adobe Photoshop. The image we're using to demonstrate with is named Eyes of the Forest by photographer Gary Haynes. Let's start by cropping the full-size image to match the size of the wall. Select the crop tool and set it to use the width times height times resolution option from the drop-down menu. The wall we are working with is 10 feet wide by 8 feet tall, so we will enter 124 inches, which is the width, plus 4 inches of trim space. For the height, we need 98 inches, giving us an inch on both top and bottom for trim space. Set your resolution to 150 dpi, which is plenty for this size of a graphic. We chose to position the crop box so that the photographer's name will print. Once you're happy with your crop, press enter twice. Make sure to use a high-resolution image so that your prints are nice and sharp. Now that your image is sized to your wall, the next step is to tile for printing. There are a few ways to do this in Photoshop. In this video, we are going to use the Fixed Size selection tool. At the top of your screen, choose Fixed Size from the Style drop-down menu. Since our material is 36 inches wide, we're going to set 35.5 for the width and 98 for the height to match the size of the image. Next, click on the upper left-hand corner of your image to select your first tile. Copy your selection and open a new file. Name it Panel 1, and then simply paste your selection. Now let's click back to the full-size image to create the next tile. We need to create an overlap of 1/2 inch. A 1/2 inch to 1 inch overlap works best for most material. It's just based on what your installer prefers. Zoom in to view your image at 100% for accuracy. Then click and drag a vertical guide from the ruler on the left-hand side. For a 1/2 inch overlap, our first guide needs to be positioned right at the 35-inch mark. Now take the Fixed Size selection tool and click right on top of your guide to select the second panel. Follow the same steps as with Panel 1. Copy the selection, create a new file, and paste your selection. Again for Panel 3, we're going to zoom in to 100% and place a guide for a 1/2 inch overlap, and then repeat the same steps. For the last tile, since it's not a perfect 35.5 inches, we need to change the selection tool from a fixed size back to normal. Place your guide for the overlap and manually drag the selection tool across the bottom right of the image. Once selected, copy it to a new file. You can now see that it's smaller width than the previous 3 panels. Now that you have 4 individual overlapping tiles, you can save them each separately and they're ready for printing. For more how-to videos and tips like this, visit blog.lexjet.com or give us a call today at 800-453-9538.